is something. Oh, excuse me. This is this is something quite interesting that I'm going to talk about. Um, a lady whose daughter has been diagnosed with IIH believes it happened in a wrestling match, and it actually aggravated a previous whiplash injury. Her neurologist only did an MRI to the base of the skull, whereas she believes it was more the neck. She now wants to get a more extensive MRI done. Well, I've been trying to think of people who have had MRIs that have gone like low down, and it normally, when it comes to CSF, it's normally people who might have something called Chiari. Now, I don't think your daughter's got Chiari, but it depends what her pressure's doing. Obviously, your daughter must have had a lumbar puncture, so really think about the pressures of the lumbar puncture. If they are abnormally low, I've read an article where there can actually be leakage if from a whiplash injury. It can actually basically, what happens is cerebral spinal fluid, CSF, leaks out the neck. What I would look at is, instead of looking at diagnosis of IIH, which, even though it's a good diagnosis, don't get me wrong, it's actually a bloody useless one, because all it says is you've got intracranial pressure and we don't know why. So if you, instead of looking at idiopathic intracranial hypertension, that's not going to help you anyway. I would start researching what causes intracranial pressure. The reason I say this is because this seems more wider, and it seems to be, that's what I tend to Google instead of intracranial hypertension. I don't know why, but they seem to work better on the pressure. Now, I would look, and you've got to work out if your daughter's got high or low pressure. So if your daughter obviously has high pressure, you need to look and see what other conditions could have caused. Now, IIH has been linked to things like contraceptive pill, vitamin A overdose, or all sorts, steroids. Now, I know in something you also said on the post, you were saying about um, vessel, pinched vessels or nerve. Now, I have read an article how that is to do with bodybuilding, and it can be to do with weight and sort of bulk. Now, I don't really know much about this. I've only read the articles that I sent you, and so you've got the same information I have. But I would say what interested me about that is the fact that we all suffer neck pain, and it's the problem we have with IIH is nobody knows anything, which is why we've got to keep together and talk and try and work out as much for ourselves. The thing is, a lot of even though we've been all grouped together, a lot of us are very different. I have been convinced that my IIH was brought on by hormones, but it's now looking like there might be sleep apnea. It's very, very confusing. But you want to get that MRI. Well, to get further down the spine, the only way I can think of doing it is something like Chiari. Is probably getting your daughter to moan that the pain is going more down her back. I mean, it's very, very complicated in America because obviously you've got insurance companies and you've got to pay for it and this, that, and the other. And to be honest, I'm not an expert. I'm over in England, and basically, if I want something, if I kick up enough fuss, I get it. Um, for instance, I wanted a VP shunt, and I just had to have a pressure of over 40, over 35, and that was easy because my pressures was always that high, and I got my VP shunt. It was the right thing to do, and it saved my eyes. This probably hasn't been much help at all, but I was trying to work out how to word the fact that maybe try and play on a Chiari card or something that basically find out what needs an MRI scan further down the neck, and then in a way kind of say, oh well, are you sure it's not this? Now Kiari and IIH are like best friends. They hold each other's hands. But at the same time, it's quite confusing. If your daughter's had loads of lumbar punctures, you could definitely use the Chiari card, because you could turn around and you could say, look, she's had loads of lumbar punctures since that MRI. How do we know it's not pulled the tonsils? Basically, the tonsils are in the back of the neck and it closes up. I don't understand Chiari that much, but that's what I know of it. I'm really, really sorry that your daughter's going through this. There is a group which I'll link you to, which is all parents, um, and they might not be able to help because a lot of those kids are younger, but you might feel that it's quite a good support for yourself, because obviously it's hard to deal with your daughter suffering the way she is. Um, and it's hard standing there and not being able to do a thing, and yet that's your baby, you want to do everything to help her. I hope I've been at least some can't say the word, comfort, that's the word, in so much as I'm over here and I care. Uh, they do say, and they keep saying, weight loss, weight loss, weight loss. That's all everybody is hearing, which annoys the crap out of me, because I can't lose weight and I'm trying. And it seems to be that the people who do lose weight get worse. So I'm not too sure, and I will keep persisting on trying to lose the weight. And if I ever become a skinny mini and it works, I will probably tell everybody to lose weight. But until that day, it's a personal choice. God bless, and I hope you find something to help. If not, I mean, over here we can pay for things privately. I know one girl paid for a full MRI, upper body. Our mum paid a couple of grand for it, I think. Might be a way to go, just so that you know. I honestly don't know. Sorry, I can't be more help. God bless.